Now I'm working on getting my comments and all that going. Let's see if we get all this going, because I'm trying to use the phone again and getting all this. Guess I gotta wait for my own stuff to get out here. Oh, there we go. All right, looks like Shikalator. This frame. There we go. Lucio, what's up, buddy? Hey, Robert Pizza. What's up, man? I was just chatting with Robert. Mark, what's up, buddy? Yeah, Douglas, I actually forgot about this. I got home and was about to start working on the SCX6 trailer and ended up shooting a tire test video. And then while I was out there, I'm like, holy crap, I forgot to even post up about this. So my fault on that. But anyways, here we are. Short notice. Let me see. Scott, what's up? Mir, hey, buddy. Epic RC Life. Oh, thank you, Epic RC Life. And I didn't adjust the shock collars. I didn't adjust them, so it was still kind of sitting high. So I'll lower that thing down. I really think it's going to be good. With the 80 weight oil, I think it's going to be right on the money. Kang Me, what's up? Matt Harris. Hey, man. What's up? South Florida, RC24. S-Dad. Hey, buddy. Ohio. Matt Langford. Hey, buddy. All right, so I got a video for tomorrow. And tomorrow is going to be the UGRC. I finally got to work on that a little bit last night. So I got that going. That should be up for the members. You guys should be able to see that one already. I think I got that up around, what, 2 o'clock today or something like that? I think it was, plus all the other ones. I mean, I kind of overloaded you guys last night, didn't I? What do we got, 6 or 7 in there, I think it is. But anyways, there's quite a bit. What's up, Nigel? Nigel, that's it. Got to get your name right. Nigel Chischili. Make sure I get all that right. Oh, man. Should make more 24 content. I got a few. Speaking of that, did you guys see from Furatech, the monster truck? The monster truck kit? I'm going to try to make that happen. For real. That is awesome. Those monster trucks, yeah, that's going to be awesome. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Figure out what tires to put on there and all that stuff. All right, Mark, later. That was a quick one. Shakilator. I have put my Rift on the track before, and believe it or not, it gets around okay. It's a little bit too bouncy, though. And right now, there are no drive shafts. I sold my drive shafts to help a guy out at USTE, and I still haven't got any replacement shafts. So I may have to buy some stock plastic ones and put in there. I do not have any Rift drive shafts from Vitavon or anything. Let me see here. ExocagedRC@yahoo.com. Go ahead and get my email address pinned. There we go. All right. There we go. Yeah. I want that little monster truck thing too, for sure. I'm building from Mumford's Garage, building a hard body class 1 line killer, and you should too. 3.9 tusks going on it based on your tire review. The tusks are really good, and I'm probably going to use them on the new UGRC truck. That's tire is high on my list, very high. SDAT, is Vidavon bulkhead worth 400? Well, it's 320 plus what, 25 for shipping. I can get them for you and save you a few dollars on that, but I tell you what, you're not going to break it ever. My big red X-Maxx obviously has it. I've got the rear upper bulkhead to go on it at some point right here. Just got to get that up here and make that one happen. Should be a pretty easy install. So I got to take the shocks and all off, but I think I can make that happen without being too hard. But that front bulkhead, if you have a problem driving so hard that you're breaking the plastic bulkheads in the front, might want to look at your driving style. Not being mean, but if you can land flat, you're very rarely going to break the stock one. But if you do a lot of nosedives, and I have messed up a stock one before, you know, accidents happen. But if you're breaking a lot of them, man, it may not be the bulkhead's fault. Brian Young, what's up? Well, good morning, Craig. Do you upcoming video ideas? Yeah, I've been on a video spree the last few days. So yeah, quite a few up for the members right now. And they'll filter out a lot, you know, this and that. Like right up there, that is not SV1. That is actually the UGRC. And that's going to be up tomorrow. I've also got some, had to order the shock towers, or the shock cups, the top ones, the offset ones, because it does have DraftTech shocks on it. And I need to have a little bit more compression than what the stock ones have that are on it. Is there a Vidavon dealer in the EU? I have no idea who the Vidavon dealers are, buddy. I really don't have a clue. But what you may need to do is PM Arthur Sang, TSANG, and just deal with Vidavon directly. He can ship there. So it might be better. And if you can deal with him directly, you can order special colors. So you can get the color scheme you want too. Do a SCX 24 Creep 6 version. That could be interesting. But I think the next 24 that I do will be that monster truck. So I'm probably gonna get on that pre-order list for that thing. Speaking of that, soon I'll have the sledge. Man, I need to figure out how to get on one of these early lists or tester lists or something. I would love to get it. I imagine it was South Florida. Yeah. If you haven't broke it yet, then just keep on running, buddy. So, and with the X-Maxx, I would recommend the knuckles and rear hubs be the #1 things. The rest of it, well, do the wide kit. And if you want to, you could do the Vidavon axles for the wide kit and all that. I should have some of those on the way soon. And yeah. And those actually, the wheel nut is the standard, like what Arma, Traxxas, Losi, and all that uses. It doesn't use the standard Traxxas thread. So it makes wheel nuts maybe a little bit easier to get to, in all honesty. All right. Does Malone. On the membership, you got to do that through a PC, from what I understand, a computer. And $2 a month, $5 a month, $10, or if you really want to throw down, $25. And early viewing, sometimes you'll get, you know, 3-4 an hour on some of the real hot ones that I put up. Sometimes you'll have 2 weeks to watch them. It all depends, but I try to keep at least 4 in stock. Sometimes I run a little low. And when I say in stock, it's for those days that I can't record or the weather is really bad and something like that, to keep a steady daily flow going. Kingme, am I comping at the 2022 Nationals? No, sir, I am not. Do you have a 1/5 crawler? All I have is the SCX6, so I don't have a 1/5 crawler. I just got a Losi DBXLE to really like. Definitely throwing bigger pinion. Okay, with the tweaked RC with the stock DBXLE 2.0, put the 18-tooth pinion gear in it and have fun. If you notice your gears are skipping, like say you're jumping and you're hitting the brakes and your gears are skipping, it's because the bulkheads front and back that hold your ring and pinion together, they're not strong enough to handle the instant power or braking from the electronic system in this thing. So you need metal gearboxes front and back. Either the Vidavons or the Apex or whatever the other brands are. Get some metal gearboxes to hold those gears together. Makes a huge difference on that. I will not be at Axial Fest Badlands. I will be attending the Scale Nats in Alabama coming up really soon, and I will be at Beat the Creek in May. So I've got those two coming up. Not sure if I'll be able to have enough vacation time to get out and do anything else this year, but I can at least get those two. Brian, I do not have a brazen scale chassis yet. Still working on the UGRC Dirty South. Ah, South Florida, you were able to get it to work through your phone? Yeah, I had people saying they couldn't make it work through the phone. They had to go it through the laptop. H. Rivera, what's up? Massachusetts, heck yeah, man. S-Dad, not sold on the wide kit just yet. Buddy, I'm telling you, the wide kit is awesome. Really awesome. I have the wide kit on the big red one, you know that. On the orange one, I'm trying my best to not do the wide kit on that one, just so it's two different vehicles. So that's the only reason I haven't put a wide kit on the orange one. The orange one's also powered differently, you know, all that. Which actually has a Castle ESC in it now. Marcus, what's up? Marlon, hey buddy. Commander Estig, what's cooking, brother? Right now, UGRC. Dana, what's up? Sonic Moto, Oakland, hey buddy. Big D, the smoke came out of my servo. Is that bad? Yes, sir, it sure is. Not a good sign. What it is all that smoke is contained in the board and in the motor. So when you let that smoke out, the magic is gone. So therefore, you got to buy another servo that's fully loaded with smoke. Therefore, yeah, got to spend some money. Nicholas James. Dude, I have not seen you in years, dude. How you been doing, man? Matt Harris. What's next for the Raminator? Not sure yet. I really need a cheap month in RC. Really need one. This hasn't been a cheap one either. Losi 5B. I've got the Sledge coming up the end of this week. I bought something else. I forget what it was. Maybe it was the tracks, I think. Scott, yeah, that wide kit. That's $200 well spent. What's up, Elvero? Chris McRaker, where did you get the massive bag of hardware from? That Team K&K. These guys right here. You can go to their website, order them directly. I typically see them at the USTE, so I generally stocked up with at least one bag. This time it was a 700-piece bag of button heads. So yeah, I just buy them by the bulk and go with it like that. 57 here and 27 likes. Come on. Yeah, what do we got here? We got 60 and 32 likes. What's up, Dan? There you go, right there. How do you compare quality of Vidavon versus Trio? I gotta tell you, both companies make really good products. Some of the parts that Trio makes, you know, Vidavon doesn't, and vice versa. So I go back and forth between the two companies. I've actually shown plenty of Trio. I really like their 1.9 wheels and different parts and pieces. I've had the Trio LMT axles and all that. But I generally tend to stay with the Vidavon. However, Trio is good. You can't go wrong with Trio. Now, some of the knockoffs, the Benedict Cumberbatch, whatever it is you see on Amazon, that stuff, well, you never know. You never know about that. You have an Enjoy SCX-10 clone. I tested one time, didn't really care for it, so I gave it back. Jeff Ramsey, hey man. It's Akraf F. Hey buddy. Josh Williamson, what's up, buddy? What are your thoughts on the Chronos? The Chronos. I've actually got it over there. You know, that thing has taken everything I've thrown at it. You know, I've got the 1650 in it right now. I've got the 17-tooth pinion gear in it. I was racing it this past weekend at the Exoplex. I put several batteries through it. The thing has taken everything I've thrown at. No gear problems. I mean, really, it's an impressive truck. It really is. I haven't had to order anything for it. I may order a spur gear because I am noticing that's getting a little bit loud, and it doesn't matter what pinion gear I'm running. So I may have to get a spur gear for it, but otherwise, that's a pretty solid truck. When you get it and you look at it, you think, man, it's got some small components on it, but I haven't broke anything yet. So far, I'm impressed with it. I do have some cracks. Hold on. I do have some cracks in the body from where I did a massive messed up front flip and bent the front shock tower. That I did do. Had to hammer it back out so it's straight again. And then I ran it again this past Sunday at the open park at the Exoplex. I'm trying to open up the park back here every Sunday. You know, depending on weather and stuff like that, you know. Trying to get that opened up. And more people are finding out about it. I'm not the only guy in town with a park in his backyard. Go figure, huh? Yeah. Did you find out where those SCX-24? Yeah, I thought I put a comment in the description on those. You can print them from, I forget the website, but I think there's a link in the description on where you can get those and print them yourself or order them. So, yeah, buddy. What will be the best all-around motor and ESC for a TRX4 Sport? Brushed or brushless? If you're going to go brushed, man, I would think for the money, either the 1080 or the ISDT 70 ESC and Chronosxtr 10-turn 550. If you're going to go brushless, you have two options. You can do a 540L by Hobby Wing. Probably the 2800 kV is what I would go with. The 2100 will be good there. If you want more power, then you got to go Castle with a Mamba X and maybe even a 3800 kV. You know, you could go that way with it. RC, etc. Hey, buddy. Alvaro, what you have cars? I got a bunch. Tweaked RC, such good info. Thank you, buddy. I try to catch everybody. I really do. If I was sitting here trying to put something together, then I'd be ignoring everybody. You know, I want to. This is your time, so I want to give this to you guys. What's up, RC Boneyard? Hey, buddy. That's it. Extended shafts aren't an issue with the wide kit. The wide kit comes with extended shafts, and from what I've noticed, I've got one that's tweaked on the back. It's almost like Traxxas made them just a little bit, like 1 millimeter too long. So I'm hoping with the Vidavon kit, the wide axles, the hubs, and all that stuff, I'm hoping he kind of saw that and took care of that, so we kind of get rid of that clearance issue. If the dog bone is too long, what it is, it bottoms out in the cup, and then something has to give. It either bends this, or you start shearing pins, like with the Creighton 8S and all that. When I break those, it's usually bottomed out in the cup due to arm flexing in, and then the pin comes down at the bottom, and it either bends the shaft every time it's bent within the same line as the pin, which tells me it's a pin contact issue, or it just simply breaks the pins off. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. There has to be a way for that thing to move in and out on compression, arm flex, when you side hit. When you jump and you side hit that thing, all those arms bow. They have to absorb all that hit. So you need that room in there. You start putting, like, I think I saw some of the titanium axle shafts when they were first coming out. There were a few guys that posted up busted wheel bearings because the titanium shafts, when they bottomed out, they did not bend. So that means something else had to give. So it's either going to push the differential in and bust out a bearing there, or it's going to bust the bearings in the hub. So something has to give on these things. And usually it's the shaft. All right, Josh, probably brushless. I think I went over that with you. Give you a few brushless options on that one. Should I build this is by CRF Sickness. Should I build a custom SCX 10.3 or get a SCX 6? Buddy, those are two very, very different vehicles. Your custom SCX 10.3 probably be cheaper than when you build the SCX 6, because mine is well over 4K right now. So just to give you an idea on what that can be. Pikra, hey buddy. Matt, I did not see that video. I saw like the thing, but I wasn't able to watch it, and then I guess he busted it up, huh? I need to go find that video, see what he broke. I haven't broke mine yet. But, I mean, when I get asked about this one breaking, that one breaking, you know, or this vehicle, that vehicle, unless I have it, you know, I try not to, you know, give a review based on what somebody else did. I try to do it myself. So, currently, all I've done is bent a shock tower from a really stupid landing that I should have drove out of while it was 20 feet in the air. Discovery RC. Hey, man. Art, love the riff. Thank you. BT's Hobbies Video Diary. How long have you been doing RC stuff, my friend? I can recall back when I was about 8 years old. I'm 48, I think, this year, somewhere around there. My first RC, I believe, was a brown Camaro I got from Radio Shack. I took it apart, could not get it back together. Then life, girls, jobs, and real trucks and all that came in. And I guess about 90, about 2015, I started getting back into crawlers. Crawlers were my first thing. Crawlers are still my number one thing, believe it or not. Well, CRC, when's the next comp at the Exo? I was actually thinking about that. That was mentioned this past Sunday, and I was kind of thinking maybe we could host a crawler comp this Sunday. You know, all I got to do is throw out some gates. The courses are all set. So it was kind of on my mind of putting a comp together this Sunday. We have a cold front coming through, so it's going to drop about 10 degrees from like 80 to 70. But we can crawl with it wet. Track could get messed up, the racetrack and all that. What are good TRX4 drive shafts? I think I had to use some MIP one time for clearance on the front drive shaft. Otherwise, I haven't felt a need to change any of my TRX4 drive shafts out unless I do something crazy with it. So, Justin Old Redneck. All right. He broke everything. I need to see Kevin Talbot's video on that, Donna. RC Georgia. Is that the Boneyard? And I'm not sure about the Boneyard. Not sure about that one. RC, okay. Dang, wish I lived closer. And what's up, RC Daily? I definitely down to meet. Now, the area back there, you know, the Exoplex, it's kind of smaller in person than what it shows on TV. like I got a TV show, right? But I get down close to it, so it looks bigger, I think, in video than what it is in person. But it is pretty cool back there, though. Until it gets like 110 degrees in the summertime. Hot, muggy mosquitoes. I'm back there trying to video. I'm trying to stand in the shade, and I'm sitting there wiping sweat off, trying to video, trying to get whatever test it is I'm doing. Major roads. Hey, buddy. I think with incisions, okay. I've had a few of the incision drive shafts. So far, I've liked them. What's the fastest vehicle that I have? Probably in a straight run right now, I would probably guess the DBXLE. Just guessing, but I wouldn't go banking on that. Rift best wheels and tires for hill climbing specifics. The 2.6 Mambas are pretty darn awesome, but I'll probably go with a USD sticky before I went with those for hill climbing. The stock tires to me are good. I mean, really. 2085. Nice, H. Rivera. Good job. Different wheeling yard. That name for 10 years. I don't want to switch your name. Marcus Laundry. How bad are the snakes in the summer? I saw a snake back there this past Saturday. It was about a 3.5 foot long black snake. I'm not going to have a bug problem again. About a 3.5 foot long black snake back there. And those are good for keeping mice and all that stuff down. So nice and easy there. No big deal. The only thing is, when you see a snake, whether it's a good snake or a bad snake, you get startled. And that can cause an issue. I didn't mess with him, just left him alone. He was warming up in the sun. Leave him be. I heard that cold front is getting nasty up there. I heard it's getting rough. I mean, I think it's going to come through here Thursday or Friday, so we might be all right. Yeah, RC Daily's right on that. The Vitavon 2.2s are actually made for those tires, the USDs, actually. When he made those, he actually had the USDs in his hand. So they're really built for that tire perfectly. Jeremy Archuleta. I don't have the Skeeter, so I don't really know what to say either way on the Skeeter, but I'm hearing good things. Didn't Talbot just get one? I haven't watched that video, but again, I saw the thing up there, his thumbnail. I saw that, so let me see. Abraham, what would you suggest for increasing the front end weight on TRX6? Well, you got some rather low-cost heavy metal front axle housings and brass. You can also put weight in the tires and all that. Personally, I would not add weight to the chassis. I'll put it all on that front axle. I had a front axle that was weighed down. I believe it was almost 2 pounds worth of front axle. And I actually did a video on that. It's been years ago now, where I put a super heavy front axle on a TRX4 Sport without messing with the back, without balancing it. It would climb, but it could not come down anything. It just kept doing endos. It was actually a neat video to see how that worked. Even though it was at the bottom, it was still throwing that thing over into endos. Going to be 80 in Georgia tomorrow. Yeah, I think we're supposed to get that cold front come through Thursday, though. JMHRC, what's up? Right, RC Daily. And this was a good snake. It it could just startle somebody. That'll be about it. That's more. What's your crawler you have, or maybe top 3? Top 3 would be Optimus 3, SV2, and 4. And they're all not really something you can just go buy in a box and put on the rocks. Oh, great. We got a rotating... we got a hurricane coming in across the land. was it like 28 days later or something like that? Oh, do you still have my old axles? Yeah, man, that thing was loaded, wasn't it? Man, that thing was heavy. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, tell you what. Give me about 30 seconds. Let me go grab something. Talking about the sledge. I'll be right back. Enjoy the view. I actually forgot to bring this out, but because the sledge is, you know, what it is, and with all the riffraff and all that about the sledge, I bought a brand new Creighton EXB. Brand spanking new, just so I can do my very own comparisons. Brand spanking new. So anyway, well, this way I can do exactly what I want to do. Maybe a side-by-side teardown or something. And I have a 2050 kV stock Arma motor that I can put in this. I'm not sure if I have a stock ESC. I might have a 4S ESC, which would still be okay if I did 4S on the Traxxas. But anyways, yeah, I got this just so I can have something to directly compare, because the great rivalry between the two. And so yeah, I've had that for about 4 days now. Actually came in a box, and it sat in the box for 2 days before I even opened it, because I knew I'd be tempted to put power into it, but I've been able to hold off. The aluminum thing, JMH, you must be talking about that right there. That is actually a trailer project I'm about to get started on. That is for the SEX6 to pull. It's going to have a steering SEX6 axle in the back of it. It's also going to have this Amazon transmission with the dig unit. The way this is going to work actually is, let's see here. I'm going to try to explain this to you, because this is going to be kind of a crazy trailer build here. So this transmission right here, I've got to get an adapter made to take this to 8 millimeters. The dig unit actually has a neutral position in it. So while I'm pulling with the SEX6, this will be in neutral, so the trailer will simply pull like normal, right? When the vehicle gets into a load, or maybe some sand or something like that, I can actually lock this in, and this will be actually driven to the axle. So the trailer will have power to the rear axle plus steering. So basically like a fire truck. You know how they have the trailer with the steering on the back? I'll be able to do that with this too. However, I'll probably just have it mixed in with the four-wheel steering from the GT5, to where when the whole truck turns, it just follows along, which could be pretty neat to watch. But anyway, that's the game plan. This will be mounted inside, so I'll have to build something to go over that. Some kind of a protection. I'm not sure what I'll have for ESC motor and all that, but it'll have something. It'll be brushless. Just because the brushless has much more, they can take more abuse, put it that way. But anyway, that's a future video, and I was hoping to get on that video tonight, but I ended up doing the tire test. Actually, the grand finale of the tire test, I got that done tonight, and you guys are not going to believe the winner of the tire test. I'm not even going to tell you. Shocking to me. Part 2 and part 3 are actually up for members right now. Members can see part 2 and part 3 of the tire test. So yeah, I got to get all those put in and all out and all that. But yeah, you guys are going to be surprised at what tire gets the win. I was not expecting it, and I'm not going to tell you. But those are the tires back there that were in the finale. Oh man, Drift universals are 6 millimeters, right? I think so. Let me get caught back up here. I'm loving the tire test series. Yeah, I got to get part 2 out there. RC Daily. Man, I got to tell you, I'm going to talk about part 1 since that one's out. The Proline crawlers, those are some of my favorite tires. I mean, I use those to compete, you know, possibly more than the J Concepts tires. And for them to do so bad on that, I couldn't believe they were like dead last on that. I was not expecting that. I really was not expecting that. Just I was shocked at how that one turned out. Oh man. All right, so South Florida is claiming the G-Made made it. I'm not even giving a hint. Hey, Joe, that Creighton you just showed, was that the 1/8 or 1/5? Buddy, that was the 1/8. Right there is the Outcast, and right there is the 1/8, or the 1/5 Creighton. Those are way too big for me to just hold up here like this. That was the 1/8 that I had, the new EXB. And like I say, I bought that specifically so I can do my own comparisons and show side by side parts, pieces, whatever between that and the Traxxas. Trev, who is your friend, buddy? And pulling it with a TRX6. This, let me show you guys something. Okay. This is how tall this is. 16 inches wide. 16 inches wide. This tall. 1 foot deep. The reason I've got this so big is the SCX6. It's big enough, it's strong enough that it can do work. Like say I go to some events and all that, I take the SCX6 and guess what? I can pull my chair, I can pull some drinks, I can pull some spare batteries, maybe some camera equipment. You know, I can actually use the SCX6 to work and get things done. So that is one thing that I want to try to start doing with the 6, actually putting it to work. I saw about the FlySky G7P. Yeah, I've got one on order. Again, I'm going to be last of the game with that one as well. I've already seen one guy do a review on it. So how people get things fast like that, I have no idea. I don't get things quick. But yeah, I am going to do the G7P whenever that gets in. What's up, Paul? Endo's RC. What do you listen to while wrenching? Absolutely nothing. I have to have music on when I'm doing a clean job, cleaning things up, but I don't have music on when I work on stuff. And Justin is not correct on that. Absolutely not. Jamie Murrow. Hey, buddy. Jeremy Archer and Marcus, when you saw the BLX. Let me see. When will you make a video on installing electronics in the EXB? Well, it looks to be super simple. I mean, just put the ESC down, mount a servo, put a receiver, and the motor. It looks really simple. I don't know that I would need to do a video on installing electronics in it, would I? I mean, it's really easy. Let me see. JMH is also wrong. I've got ATVs. I had ATVs. Sold them off a while back. Started getting too crazy of them. I stopped being as scared of it as what I should. And I've always been told when you stop being scared of your ATV or your motorcycle, that's when you mess up. So I decided to live. Does Vidavon make axles for the TRX4? I know he makes the housings, probably not the axle shaft. Cheapest 4S ESC censored. I'm not entirely sure which one will be cheapest. Maybe, I don't know, it depends on how much quality. There are some cheap ones on Amazon. And speaking of that, I got from Steady Spin a Traxxas two-wheel drive Stampede, the brushed XL5. So I've got about 50 bucks in it right now. It's pretty much stock with an extendable antenna. What I'm planning to do is go to Amazon and order the cheapest brushless system they got. Order probably a 20 kg or 25 kg servo and put on there as well. You know, to make it a super cheap, reliable basher. When it comes to the rear axles, at that point, I'm probably buying MIPs. Just because you buy cheap ones a few times, the MIPs become cheaper. Plus, you get the drive. And Darren Schnitzer, bronze member. Welcome, buddy. Welcome. I saw a video of two-motor crawler with metal axles. Fishing RC, yeah, that was an MOA, like a Berg or the RC four-wheel drive. I forget the name of it. But yeah, those are really, really capable when driven right and set up right. Is the SCX6 a good first crawler? Buddy, if you don't like the small ones, go for it. The modifications can get well into the thousands. But you'll want to do some steering, bracing on the mounts because they'll flex quite a bit. I've actually got the Vidavon C-hubs that go on the stock housing to take care of the flex on that mount. I've got a couple of those in stock right now. So, yeah, I've got those in there. Yeah, buddy, welcome to the club. Great vids on the Chronos and Mojave, two of my favorite cars to date. Content, brother, keep up the good work. I'm going to keep trying, Roll. I'm going to keep on trying, buddy. Oh, yeah, Techno does make shafts for that. And I do like the Techno brand, that's for sure. So, yeah, good thinking, team effort. Thank you for that. I'll definitely probably go that route. I know everybody talks about MIPS. Not everybody talks about the Technos. So that will be interesting. Put those on there. See what I can do with those. I've had the Techno shafts on other things before. I think it was back before Techno had their first vehicle. You know, Techno just had the conversions and all that for the nitro and the electric, which were pretty darn awesome because I had a Mugen with a Techno conversion on it, which was pretty darn awesome. And then Techno came out with their own stuff, so I had to get rid of the Mugen. And, well, I got what I got. You get the gray one, it'll probably burn out fast in a mod truck. You know, 14, okay. Let me see. I run a Stampede two-wheel drive regular. Yes, you know, I do have another Stampede, but it's kind of not in very good shape. I did have to put the RPM front knuckles on it because my grandson actually broke it. And this is one of those vehicles that I'm planning to do for that, you know, to have it to where when the grandson's here, granddaughter, stuff like that, you know, I can put a little 2S battery in it and say, kids, go have fun. You know, they're small, they're lightweight, they're not going to do much damage if they hit anything or hit anyone. So, should be okay. But yeah, it'll be the cheapest brushless system off of Amazon. Just because they're more durable and they can take more abuse than the brush motors can. RC Boneyard, welcome, buddy. Now, new members, when you go to the channel and when you look at the main channel page, you scroll down, you should be able to see all the member videos. I believe there's a section down there that you guys can see all the member videos on there. So you guys now have access to the part 2 and part 3 of the tire test, plus like 4 or 5 other videos I've got in there. Oh, Nathan Worth, buddy. Yeah. Do I ever see myself getting big enough on YouTube to quit my day job? I've been at my day job for 24 years. I've got great benefits. It's going to be real difficult, but I am planning to leave the day job next year. Next year, February 4th, will be 25 years at the same job, a mechanic. So, and you guys see my fingernails aren't exactly perfect. Probably because I was working on a forklift. So, but the channel, in my opinion, is doing really, really good for 47,000 subs. With the affiliates, I believe I'll be okay. I believe I'll be okay by the end of the year. So I am hoping to do this full time. And if I do YouTube full time, then hopefully I'll pick up a editing computer and move from editing on the phone, which I edit on the phone all the time, but maybe get some better edits, better quality video, be able to update my quality of that. I'll probably be hosting at least 3 events a month, like actual events right here at the Exoplex, just because that will be cash money right there, to help everything out. But I am trying it. I'm going for it this year. I would love to do it just so I don't have to wake up for somebody else. Yeah, see, on Team Effort on Amazon, I found some brushless systems for like $35. And then at the open park we just had this past Sunday, the guy actually had a Stampede and it had one of those systems, and he said it runs fine. The ESC looked plenty beefy and all that, so it looked actually pretty darn good. I think I saw some 3200 kVs and stuff like that. So yeah, man. So that's definitely going to be the plan. RC Daily, in some ways, and I see if things keep going the way been going, be better off if I quit. In some ways, the job is kind of holding me back, but the job is why I'm able to do this, why I was able to get started. So yeah, Gringo, awesome, buddy. Glad to have you, man. But yeah, I do want to let the job go. Health insurance, that's going to be the issue. Keep editing on the phone, it makes it more real. Yeah, but man, from what I'm seeing on like computer editing, there's so much more things I can do. Yeah, I do edit on my phone. I use iMovie. Here's some of the things I've got in there. Yep, that's a Tekin RX4. So yeah, I edit on my phone a lot. Well, all of them are. I use iMovie on iPhone. Hey, we getting you out there. God, it's probably the best RC channel out there. Well, thank you, Justin. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Chris. I'm going to need it. I see the SCX3 on sale. I want the axle crawler. Well, the SCX 10.3 versus a TRX4, I think you can get a little more scale with the SCX, but just pure beef and awesomeness, the TRX4 has got it beat. Well, see, if RC Daily, if I didn't have to wake up at 5 o'clock every morning, yeah, that would be super easy. I mean, I was off all December, probably 30, 40 loads of dirt, cleared property, built the track. I put that little Kubota to work, man. So, but this year I'm trying to make sure I'm as debt free as possible, but I still got, obviously bills. But yeah, I'm trying, really trying. I don't need a fancy computer. Thank you, Tim Clark. I appreciate that. I want to get the Apple Mac because I video with this, and if I could just airdrop, boom, right to it, you know, that would be nice. But that's another $3,000 computer. However, since it's for the channel, it's also a tax deduction. So, you know, kind of one of those things, you know, gotta get all that figured out. Tax deductions are important, a lot. And I found out this year I've got to be more detailed on my tax deductions. So I got to go into my monthly expenses and actually show what is vehicles and what are parts and what are supporting items or something like that. So I use a mileage tracker for my miles and all that. So when I go to the Scale Nats in Alabama, that's all tracked on my tracker. When I go up to Kentucky for Beat the Creek, all on the tracker, you know. So yeah, definitely got to watch all that stuff. RC Daily, I have noticed that on the bigger channels, a lot of these guys, they actually have, like, you know, not a film crew, but at least somebody there to do the video and all that. It makes for a much better video. It really does. And there are some things I could possibly do, like with a second camera, you know, to try to catch me, you know, doing this and that. Yeah, JMH, I bought the Raminator. I also, speaking of that, oh, Kick Ladder, hey buddy. I think I'm at 12K spent this year on RC. Somewhere around there. A lot. But anyway, let me see here. Let me see. JR Ramirez, yeah, buddy. Hey, bro, I'm having a problem on my Latrax Tet. 2 front wheels are cockeyed. If that, cockeyed as in like this, then you need to adjust your tie rods if they're adjustable. And they're probably on the back. So if you adjust them out, the tire should go back in to adjust your toe. But I don't have a Latrax Teton, so I don't have the experience in that vehicle for you. The thing about your channel, just know you do use the phone, but it makes some of the best videos. You're doing this kind of stuff like a computer can add stuff, but the phone is. Now with the phone, what I've been trying to do is, while I'm out there videoing, trying to, you know, set it up and do, you know, video back to me, la 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 la, or whatever, you know. Trying to get some of that in there. We'll have to see. Yeah, I'm trying some things. Time. At least right now, I've got more daylight in the evenings. I believe when the rain season starts, at that point, the daily videos get to be hard to do because of raining every day. What are the clean crawler tires? Top right screen. Those are Proline KM3 tires, Predator compound. Actually, I should probably show you guys this truck. What's up, Brian? 10K plus on Douglas. If they spent 10K plus on hookers, how much was their vet bill? I meant doctor bill. Sorry. This is the UGRC build, or the other one. If you're talking about those on my left up here, those are the 2.2 ruptures. Now this is SV1 body right here. You don't need the IMAX. More power. M1. Tim Clark throwing down. Thank you, buddy. Then we have more power, 700. M1 Apple. I have not seen that. The M1 Apple is only $700. I'll buy that soon. I can get a cheap monitor. Okay, Sean. I might need to chat with you about that one. Amazing. Use your phone to edit. Thank you, RC. Other side. Yeah, those are going to be... Move my trailer out of the way. Rupture 2.2s. So those are them. Man. So if you get round 2 Stampede 96 2-spur 12-2 4S with Rooster tires, it's nuts. Yeah, we'll have to see how far we go because I want them to be just the cheapest budget trucks. And like I said, I've got the other one. So what I do for one, I may just do the exact same thing for the other one. That way, when the grandkids are here, I've got 2 identical trucks they can go run and play. But anyway, again, thank you, Tim Clark. That's awesome, buddy. And I am missing all kinds of... I used to, but Backpage, I remember that. This guy at work used to talk all about Backpage. Man. The M2 chip desktop will be out this fall. Oh, man. You going to do a comparing video of the 1.9 ruptures? Yeah, I've already got several videos on the 1.9 ruptures. In fact, in the tire test of part 1, 1.9 ruptures are in it. And I will tell you guys, when I did the finale, the final video on this, I took the ruptures out of it. They're not scale legal. But at the very end, I put them in. But anyway, this is my UGRC. So I've got this going right here. I want to show you guys, look at the width difference. Now, I don't have that much toe out. The camera seems to do that. The back is a 10.3 rear axle. The front is a Capra. So, got to get my Crawlmaster Mini ESC because I really don't want to mess that up. Those are hard to get. You can see the top of it right there. See how everything sits level? I've got the DravTech shocks on it. The front shocks, I've got to get the offset pieces, and you guys will see this in the video tomorrow because this is going up tomorrow. I had to get the angle pieces so I could get more compression. I want the front to sit just like this at ride height. Right now, I've got them zip tied all the way compressed. So, yeah, I got to get the front shocks sorted out on that. But the back, I think, is just about where I want it to be. And this area right in here, this is where all the electronics are going to sit. The battery, the ESC, the BEC, and the receiver, it's all going to be sitting right in there. So, yeah, everything will be right there. I'm not planning on any sliders for it. I'm planning to do some work on the body, kind of like what I did with SV2, which I bent the body in. If I get this, I bent the body in like this. So the body actually became the slider. The body hits on it and slides off of it. Now, this is getting a creep body, so this little curvature right here might be a little bit of an issue, but we'll just have to see when we get to it. And I got to come up with some cross braces, you know, for body mounts and all that. This should be right around 6 pounds when it's all said and done. It should be right about there. But anyway, this video is actually up for members right now. Yeah. This should be a pretty darn fun one. And if you guys can see, the back of it being so much narrower than the front, I'm missing a lot of comments right now. I'll try to get back to them. But the back being narrower than the front you can position it. You can position the front around. And I've also got to bend the tie rod. You see it touching right there? It's got a lot more turn, but I'm going to be all into the shocks. I've got the knuckles and all trimmed out. This thing's going to turn super sharp. Yeah. This is going to be an interesting thing right here. It'll be my second UGRC chassis, by the way. I had the original Predator as well. Okay, where are we at here? Interruption on back order for 3 weeks. Yeah, they're hard to get. I really wish that J Concepts was able to get their tire supply figured out. They definitely have issues on that. Do the 2.2 ruptures balloon? Well, I haven't had them on anything fast enough that they can balloon. So I would have to assume, yeah, they will. Tim Clark. That is such a crazy suggestion, but it's actually neat. I could totally show this topless, couldn't I? It was like, I'm gonna flash. Woo, get flashed. OnlyFans for RCs. That's one of those nutty, crazy things that just might work. That'd be funny. Oh, that's a great idea. Ah, great idea. Oh, man, that's awesome. Oh, my God. What do you think of the best motor for the X-Maxx 8S? The 1100 kV. The Hobby Wing, if you want to keep it light because it's short, or if you want to go big power, get the Castle. Now, if you want to step it up above that, you got TP power, but you're going to need to make sure you got an XLX2 ESC with the proper firmware. Well, it should be just the newest firmware on it. They come with it now because that motor is strong. Now, the pin springs, I could do that on this one, but the actual shock is completely compressed, bottomed out, and I need more compression than that. And these are already the short shocks. I'm trying to, yeah, I guess so. Only rigs. You guys are going to have me looking that stuff up. And I'll end up with one of them $49 a month subscriptions to some chick out there. I'm not doing that. Not doing that. Do they make a bent pan hard bar for the Ecto so it doesn't hit the pumpkin on full compression? Oh, I guess that does a little bit, don't it? Honestly, I took mine to servo on axle, so I don't quite have that issue. But they might have one. Can you bend the one that's on it? Can you put a little bit of a bend on that? Speedy tracks this through the bungee mod like Exo did. Yeah. The new 1.0 J Concepts Tuscan landmarks look like they will be great tires. Yeah, they do. And I saw them at the USTE. They were really, really cute little tires. Really cute little tires, actually. Rear shorter when you actually crawl. And yeah, but I got to get that front to compress where I want it to. Chick-fil-A over. New to your page, but have watched and learned so much. Thank you, Ernie. Nick Stagg, what motor do you think for the sledge? Heck, stock motor is going to be it for me for a while, but you guys know I'll do the Castle system, different ESCs, motors, and all that stuff, just like I normally do. I really had my hopes up for that servo, but apparently that's not very good. Apparently it's kind of like a hit and swing and miss. Tim Clark. Oh my goodness. That's funny. Oh my goodness. That would be crazy. Next egg, 1520. Do you see it for a second? Yes, I did, Marcus, and I want to get one of those. I got to get on the pre-order if they've got that going. I think they do, or something. I want to get on that pre-order. You know, Justin, I thought that too, that they were getting rid of OnlyFans, but apparently they haven't stopped any of that. They were supposed to stop all the adult stuff, but apparently not. Apparently it's still kicking. Open face chicken sandwich. Yeah, you know. Oh, did you guys see that video? I think it was it a ham sandwich or something? And the guy sliced it and then he opened it up and it looked really familiar. I'll leave it at that, but it was very familiar. And then the guy, he was stuffing a turkey or something like that. Yeah. Really interesting videos. Golly. Same servo is sent on my new TRX4 tracks. I got my tracks up there. If it's the same servo, yeah, it's not gonna do very much. Feet picks only. Uh-oh. All right, got a message there. Right. Looking to get the Enduro Ecto, worth it over all the other options. Monster Scaler. Dude, the Ecto is absolutely awesome. I really like the Ecto. I really do. Justin Atkins, I'll be at BTC and ECM. Heck yeah. Speedy Traxxas. Thank you, Trev. I appreciate that. Hey, I will watch your OnlyFans. Just no roast beef. Gotta hide the wires. You don't like veiny truck chassis? Is the Max 10 fast and faster than the Traxxas stock VMC VXL? You're talking about the ESCs? I've been told the Max 10 is actually a decent ESC. I don't have one though, so I don't know what to tell you on that. I know the VXL, when they're running good, they're actually okay. I plan to keep the VXL in the Traxxas sledge for at least a little while, at least a day or two, right? Have you ever driven a torsion chassis? I have not. I've not driven one of those chassis that I know of. JMH is correct. Absolutely. Is there a way to change the YouTube name? Yeah. You just go in. I think you got to change it through your Google account. Is where you change it at to change your YouTube name. Oh my goodness. Having this lag is kind of odd, because it's like I say something and all of a sudden like 2 hours later they pop up. Oh man, there we go, you know. I got a picture of a sweet potato on my phone. Man, that thing looks crazy. Oh my God. I got to tell you guys a story. At work today, I was in one of the rooms, looked over at a buddy who happened to be in the same room, and actually, I can't tell you guys a story. Anyway, okay, I had a picture of the X-Maxx on my phone. I looked over at him, and I go, dude, you want to see something beautiful? He goes, hell no, and he ran off. I was just going to show him the X-Maxx. That's all I was going to show him. I'll show you guys something beautiful. Hang on. All right, let me find this. You guys will love it. Let me find it. I'm looking for it. Uh-oh. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Should be getting close. Oh man, I know I got this picture in here. You guys are gonna like it. Where is it? Ah, right here. All right, let me get this to rotate. All right. Tell me this isn't completely beautiful. Look at that. Ha! See that? Told you. That's what I wanted to show him. But he didn't want to see it. Oh, Justin. Oh, yeah. I hit the lottery. We're definitely doing the boat thing. Absolutely. RC Mike, how many RCs do you own? Probably about 62 or 63. Probably about 62 or 63. Look at the. You think the motor brace on the sledge will fit different size motors? If that motor mount thing doesn't fit different size motors, you can best bet the aftermarket will be on it quick, so we can. I guarantee you that. There'll be mounts like the X-Maxx and all that stuff made probably pretty quick. I can tell you as soon as Arthur gets it from Vidavon, he's going to tear into it. So, yeah. I keep blowing up my steering servo on my SMT10. Ernie, yeah, get the Trio Servo Saver and get a quality servo on that thing. And by quality, I mean, heck, I've had really good luck with the cheap 25 kg servos, believe it or not. So I guess it kind of depends. I'm thinking about getting a capper or making an SV2. What do you think is the best one? Dusty, if you're going to get a capper, you can make that into an Optimus 3 with a chassis from Spare Time Hobbies. Or if you get an SV2, just start with a 10-2 builder's kit, raw builder's kit. Simple and easy on that. Trev, what is the best motor for the X-Maxx with a Max 5 ESC? I would say the 1100 kV Hobby Wing. That should be a really good motor with that. In fact, I know it is. Even though I did recently kill a Max 5. That's a good picture of the X-Maxx, isn't it, Tim? Yes, was a guy going to the vet every few days. I honestly, I gotta find that motor. I'm not sure. Oh, it's in the bin in the over there. But I doubt it'll even fit between the X-Maxx rails. In all honesty, I doubt it would even fit in there. But that will go into the Losi 5B. Now, the Losi 5B, that thing runs so good. So when I get that motor out of there, I'm going to just simply run it completely out of fuel, clean it out, put it in like a bag, and just seal that thing up and take care of it. Because that motor is really nice in that thing. I really want to keep all that put together, everything good quality, just in case. Because when I do the conversion on the Raminator, I might get another one of these motors. I mean, heck, that thing is big enough. It should be awesome. But anyway, we'll have to see how that works out. Any chance? The sledge will probably fit Castle motors easily. That is usually where Traxxas gets their motors. Traxxas used to get a lot of stuff from Castle, but I think they've actually got away from that. Their ESCs used to be Mamba Monster 2s and the E-Revos. Their dragsters used to have the ET3S, which is a Mamba Max Pro. But I think they're doing their own thing on their electronics. And from what I can tell, their motors are actually pretty stout. Pretty tough motors, in all honesty. I mean, bearings blow up, of course, but that happens on any motor there. Waco's RC, how you doing? Do you have any tips for a Vanquish Phoenix? Getting one soon, just order through my local hobby shop. Take your time putting it together. The top gear that has a little cover on it, make sure you shim that so you don't get the click. And otherwise, enjoy it. Make sure you got a 4 or 5 channel radio, I think. Steering, ESC. Yeah, at least a good 4 channel radio so you can get all the options and have fun with it. It's a really good truck. Robert, hey buddy. Yep, team effort. All right, so cool. I have caught up to you guys. Probably missed some when you guys get me talking, you know, just blah, blah, blah all around everything. I get way behind. Burnt out a servo putting together the digger. How'd you mess up a servo doing that? Did you not have it centered when you put the horn on? And then you turn it on and it just maxed out and burnt itself up? SCX 6x6x6 kickoff Halloween. If anybody can do that, it's going to have to be Arthur at Vidavon, because you're going to have a rear diff cover that'll have an output on it, and then a reverse rotation last axle or rear axle to make that work. I mean, that's how the TRX6 is. You know, if you look at the drive shafts, the one going into the center axle is like turning clockwise. The rear one coming out is counterclockwise, so there's counter rotation in there as far as the ring and pinion and all that. So he could do that. Trev, what is your best RC car? Oh, heck, man. I don't know what to tell you on that one. I mean, as far as like a best basher, definitely is going to be the X-Maxx. Racer will be a Techno. Crawler is going to usually be something I custom build on that. Gotta watch that. My shift servers are 299 LPs. I'll watch them like all. Yeah, power them things up with no horn at all. And if you're in an area where you gotta set the endpoints precisely, what I generally do is I set that channel with a plus or minus 20 or even a 10, depending on what I'm doing with it. That way, when I power it up, everything is centered and the servo should not have any load on it. Get yourself into a quiet room and set those endpoints carefully. If the servo is pushing just a little bit, if it needs, if 9 is the proper and you're happen to be sitting at a 10 or 11 as far as the points to make the full turn, that servo, believe it or not, is giving 100% to get that to get that last little bit. So it will burn a servo up with just a little bit of your endpoint set wrong, especially on something that doesn't give, like a shifter or something like that where you have a solid horn powering it, running it to it, you know. So you got to make sure your endpoints are right. Some of my vehicles, I keep the plastic servo mount on it, even though there's a straight horn on it, because the servo mount will actually flex and give a little bit, and I feel that has saved some of my servos from time to time. 6x6 X-Maxx. Speaking of that, I think I saw a guy had a 6x6 Creighton. I believe I saw that guy. Oh, it was JX 6336. Man. Yeah, some of those JX servos are not really up to par, some of them. I've had some that were decent and some that were just, you know, they were what they were. Can you do more X-Maxx videos? Of course. It all depends on what I'm up to and what free time I have or what parts I have to show for it, or if I just want to go out and have some fun. Gotcha, Robert. I had to pay out some stuff. Yep, I got you. Mamba X27 Polar Pro 4S for that Wraith spawn. That should make the Wraith move a lot. How far are you on the track mods? The track mods. I haven't even started that yet, but I have a full game plan, and I'm going to use some winch line that I've got. Basically, I'm going to belt the tires on the outside. But yeah, I'm glad you reminded me. That it actually wasn't even on my mind, believe it or not. The trailer right there and finishing up the tire test was on my mind tonight. So the trailer I'll probably work on what I might do is work on the trailer video on the day when it's all rainy outside. Because obviously I'm not going outside to do anything with that one. Plus I got to clean my entire table off for that thing. Yeah. But I got to figure out a subframe for it. Get the axle mounted. It's not going to have any suspension, but it will have SCX6 tires. As far as foams go, I've got some steady foams over here. So I'll probably put those in it to start. I may have to go something stiffer than that, but I'm not exactly sure just yet. But it should be able to haul my chair, radio equipment, spare batteries, or if I happen to be going to a special event, heck, it's big enough to carry 2 or 3 cars. So plus the radios and all that, maybe some drinks and stuff, you know. So yeah, that's the game plan, to use the SCX6. And I've got the portals on it, so I've got the 1719 in the back to underdrive the back. The front is still 1818, so what I'll probably do is I'll put some 1719s up front. That way I'm overdriving the entire truck. That way when I'm driving, it'll pull nice and easy in first gear. So yeah. Tim Clark, I have not used a B2 servo or a BETU servo yet. They've got some nice options out there, though. So, yeah, it is kind of on my list to mess around with. No, team effort. We're not talking about tires. We're talking about tracks, the CRX4 tracks, the actual tracks that go around. I got to try to belt those to keep them from expanding. When you put a load on, they just stretch and start skipping. That is correct, Epic RC Life. I will be there. And hopefully, with any luck, I will have a video up by noon. So I'm gonna be all over that thing to try to get whatever I can get done. Because like being a YouTuber, you know, new products are it. That's where everybody wants to look and see, you know. And I'm always late. Always. But at least you guys know I'm not getting these things for free, right? I did get the Chronos at no cost, but I've been beating on that thing pretty darn well, so yeah, I haven't cut it any slack. I get to golf tomorrow. Put some leaf springs on it. Can you do how to do a backflip video with the X-Maxx? Trev, basically, when you find a jump that's tall enough that you can get about maybe 10 to 15 feet up safely, spin that thing around. When you see it come all the way back around, you jump up, boom. When you see that thing come all the way back around, tap the brakes about right here, and it should rotate just enough to get a good flat landing. And you want to get some height on this. Do not land under full throttle when you do a backflip. If you do that, more likely you're going to mess up your gears. It'll shock load the entire system, and you could be crunching axle gears. I think I've done a video with the Max, a smaller Max, on air driving in the air, you know, with air control and all that, using the throttle and brake to control that. Yep, the tracks. Yeah, the Twin Hammers tracks is a bit different than the TRX4. I've seen those, but I've never messed with them. Well, the transmission is going to be inside of it, and the way I've got it set up like that, it's probably only going to have a bar out about this far. But I have it all set up inside, and it'll be all covered and all that, so it should be good. And I'll put a hole in the bottom where the drive shaft will simply run straight down to it. But I got to make an adapter to get that from 5mm up to 8mm, so I can just put a SCX6 drive shaft on it. So yeah, I've got to try to do some work on that. Front flips are tough. You got to get a good straight launch to get a good front flip. That was what I did when I bent the front shock tower on the Corley. I completely messed up that front flip bad. Is this the motor you said was good for a hobby wing? I would go with the bigger 1100 kV, the 5687 by Hobby Wing, in all honesty. I've had a couple 1650s, and when I'm running these things on 8S, they have a tendency to explode the rotor. So I have messed up quite a few of them. Yeah, I'm going to eliminate the stretching altogether, team effort. Yep, I got you, John. I got you. Cool deal. I'll check out all that a little bit later. Oh, MotoCam wants to send you some pics. Uh-oh. Hope they're good ones, Moto. Like, of a big, beautiful X-Maxx. What size is the diff pinion? Oh, yeah, the inputs and outputs on the Rift are 6mm. Maybe one day we can get something from Traxxas that can compete with the Rift. or the SEX6. Those would be awesome to see. It would be like another one of those things where you just kind of, track says, take my money. That's what they're doing with the sledge right now. Track says, take my money. What do you think about YouTube Shorts? I've tried a couple of the shorts. I think those have to be done vertically. And I'm not sure about that one. Oh, Lon Baden. This guy's local to me as well. Lives in Lake City. Oh, sorry, Lon. TRX 24. I'd like to see what Trexas could do with the 24 scale stuff, in all honesty, JD. Could you imagine an actual little set of portals like a TRX 4? That would be interesting. It's possible I could do a sleeve on that, Tim. The issue is going to be in the diameter of the pinhole. The SEX6 uses a much larger pin to go in there, so it physically would not fit in here and lock anything down. So I've got to basically make an adapter to go on this and then bring it out to here at 8 millimeters. So I've got to really do an adapter on this thing. And I'm thinking about taking the cog out of the back of this. Not sure if you guys can see the 3 bolts. That way when I go to do this thing and drive it, I don't have to worry about this actually locking the trailer axle. But then I'm kind of thinking, well, I could actually have a physical parking brake on that thing. Nah, that's too much work. I'll be looking forward to watching that video. I think it'll be awesome. Mini monster trucks will be the next wave. I'm hoping so. I really like the little monster trucks, man. I really do. I've been watching them on CCXRC quite a bit, and them things are awesome. But man, I got to tell you, they are hard to video. They react so quick. It's really hard to get them. I have no idea when I'm going to get a G-Made GS02F. I have no idea. I've got all kinds of stuff on the list right now. Racing parts working on it. Okay, good deal. Losi LMT durability test. I actually have a Losi LMT video. It's up for the members. I broke a shock. So, yeah. Can you please turn the Raminator into a real rock bouncer? Buddy, I don't have enough money. I would literally have to buy, say, the axle housings, and man, I can't imagine trying to do that. I would do a SEX6 into a rock bouncer before I did a Raminator, something that big. I mean, it would be just, it would be so big, it would be not really feasible or useful or economical, or it wouldn't really make sense, in all honesty. I mean, heck, the Raminator is so big right now, you got to be careful where you run it. If there's anybody around you, make sure nobody's in front of it. It may not look fast, but it's 80 pounds of metal coming at you. So you really got to be careful on that. Oh, man. Let's see what I got here. All right. All right. Looking good. Looking good. All right. I'm checking something out here. I'm sorry. I got to check this out. Oh, dude. Moto, that is awesome. That is awesome. I like those parts. Let me see here. 80 pounds of metal and a maniac behind the wheel. Yeah, and I've had the brakes fail on that thing a few times too. You really don't want to be in front of it. It will put you probably over top, or it'll knock you down and drive over top of you. So, yeah. Man, we Time flies when this thing gets a rolling, guys. Man. Sorry, I had to respond to that one. That's going to be awesome, Trev. All right, buddy. Catch you later. Feel the way about my DBXLE. The DBXLE, I had mine upwards of like 60 miles per hour in a field. And I got to say, it was just flat dangerous. Team effort. You got hit by a raminator before it ripped my shoe off. Kicked it last minute. I don't ever want to get hit by that raminator, the Losi 5B, the DBXLE, or my SCX6 when it's in second gear, or the X-Maxes, or the Creightons, or the Technos, or the Max, or the Sledgehammers. Sledgehammer, oh man. Traxxas needs to bring that back as a retro truck. I'd buy that too. Man, but anyway. Yeah, I would not. My CX6 is okay. Good deal, good deal. Anyway, it looks like I am caught up a little bit. That's nice. So I guess I get to figure out a little bit of this. I am thinking about taking the locking mechanism out. So that way I can just have a good drive system on it. This is 48 pitch, but I've got the same transmission in Thor, and it's actually getting quieter as I drive it. So that means either the gears are breaking in or they are wearing out inside. One or the other. Good deal, good deal. That Jeep body with the wrap around the window looks nice. Jeep body with the wrap around the window. Was it one of mine? Jeep body with the wrap around the window. Hit myself with the Rift at about 30. Had the vid. Those will hurt you. Now the Rift in box stock form on 4S will hit about 40 miles per hour. At least mine did. I mean, it'll move. That thing is geared way fast. The SCX6 is okay on 4S, but you guys wait till you get that thing on 6S or even 8S. Yeah, it changes everything. Man, the blue one. Oh, the blue one. Yeah, that's just reflection in the mirror. That's that's a Vanquish Phoenix, by the way. So yeah. Now I had one of my custom made speed cars a while back. Kind of hit my toe. I think I broke my toe. All I know is my 5-minute ride home, there were more vulgarity cuss words that I have ever said in my life. And that thing hurt for months. I think I broke it or really hyperextended that thing. I know my sock was all red too. But learned a lesson. Turn it away from you. This still alive, Joe. I'm just getting off work, my man. Oh, Ashley, hey, buddy. Yeah, we got about another half hour to go. After Traxxas Sport, yeah. About the blue truck. Yeah, the blue truck. Yeah, that's just the that's just reflection. That's just a reflection. No, Marcus, I got to keep the Phoenix, buddy. I mean, tires aren't on it right now, but now that I've finished up the tire test as far as the recording part and all that goes, I can start putting them back on my trucks. All right, JMH. Later. Later, Sean. Go cook up something good. I got that sauce still. I thought, for some reason, I was thinking it was like a salsa, not a barbecue. I tried to make a taco out of it. It didn't work out very well. So I got to do some better cooking. Never let a kid use it. Yeah. Never, ever. I'm very particular who I let drive my vehicles. And when it comes to the younger kids and all that, They drive like my T-Rex 4 Sportish, which is virtually unbreakable, or like these two Stampedes that I'm going to work on. You know, it's just for them to play and have fun with. I may even go with a lower KV motor in it too, something like a 2800 or something. That way it'll be efficient, shouldn't have any heat issues, should be plenty fast enough for them when they come over. I was thinking about that Arma, that two-wheel drive Arma, but then I started hearing axle shaft problems out of that. Have issue because it was on sale for $90. That's a pretty darn good price. $89 after the discount. I've not broken the stock chassis, but everything mechanical is Vidavon on mine, so the skid and all that. So I haven't actually broke all that. Marcus, catch you later, buddy. Matt Harris, what do I use for jack stands for the 110 truck? Those were a jack stand that I found on Thingiverse a while back. I can't find that file anymore, but those are what I print, and I just glue them to the sheet metal. All I do is glue them to the sheet metal, and that's what I use. It just keep the weight off the tires and stuff like that. See, that's what the guys out here was telling me, that they were having the issues with them. So, your roof chassis broke in the rear, like the main part of it. What did you hit to break that? I've done everything to mine and I haven't broke it yet. What are we printing, Robert? I mean, I've got several different versions of the jack stands that I can do myself. I can go turn my, I think they're even on the SD card right now. I need to make more thumb drive adapters for these radios too. So, all right, so we are about to wind this thing down here. We got about 30 minutes, 23 minutes to go. It broke at the screws, likely from rolling downhill. That can do it, Art. That can do it. Top cage is broken on 2 of mine. Damn, how have I not broken mine? You guys must be crazier with them than I am. I mean, I try to land mine tires down when they're 20 feet up. But the shocks and all are still in the cage, so the cage still takes some of that hit. Well, anyways, check. Okay, here we go. We have some hills in Florida, but if they are, they're going to be kind of sandy dirt, which is actually a lot of fun. But there are some areas in Florida with some good hills. There really are, but it's just not really local to me. I got the sand area, which is now completely off limits. The ATV guys got in there, done their donuts, and tore things up, and now it's completely off limits. So I can't go out there anymore. I wanted to the other day, too. Yeah, the little voltage two-wheel drive. Where's that Ridge Rock at? That is in the other room on the shelf. Mike Wilson, hey, buddy. I can do it. Cool deal. Good deal. Yeah, when you start cartwheeling down the hill, I can see that. I mean, I've done that on mine a few times. Matt Harris, any more problems with my Sherp? That guy right there? Other than, I think one of the motors, when it gets wet or something, and water gets into it, I had that issue again with it, but otherwise, it's actually been pretty good since I changed that gearbox out from when that got broke, where I was trying to bounce it like a bouncer. Oh, did you guys see the bonus Sherp when I put up the Mega Bouncer? In the description, I put a link to a bonus Sherp video. I think I saw a thing of like 45 views or something on it. So I don't think a whole lot of people did see that. But that link is down in the description on that. How did I get the Rift to drive straight? Throttle control. Henrik from Denmark. Hey, buddy. Yeah, basically team effort. Throttle control. Got to roll into it, you know. If you just throttle this thing up, whether it's got a diff in it or a spool, it's on solid axles, and that stuff moves around underneath there. It's going to go anywhere and everywhere. Usually where you don't want to go. Now mine does have 4-wheel steering, which can make it a little bit squirrelier on high-speed stuff. Sometimes I turn the rear steer off when I'm going to hit a jump or something like that, but most of the time it's on. So one of the axles is installed in reverse. Buddy, if you got a ring gear flipped on that, which I don't believe you can. I don't believe you can flip the ring gear on those. Matt, what do you think of the Mamba Micro X2? I don't have it yet, but I believe that's good to 4S now, right? So, but I don't have the ESC, so I can't really say, but I'd have to say it should run pretty good. Probably run the 540 size motors as well. I would think so. Ooh, I'm a little bit tall today, aren't I? But anyway. All right. Any other vehicles you guys want to see back here? Let me see. Man, now you guys are going to have to make me think of something to talk about here, huh? You're going to try a Mega Rift build. Now we got something to talk about. Mega Rift build. Now, the Mega Rift, that is a Losi LMT with Vidavon axle housings, all that stuff, whatever you want to put on there. And then Rift cage on top of it. There you go. You can do it. Midnight Pumpkin. Yeah, that is pretty much just a shelf queen at this point. I mean, I wanted to go put it on 3S, but never got around to it. Yeah, Mega Rift is a wild one. Beautiful truck, too. Favorite crawler and favorite basher. Crawlers, Hayachi Mishima. Basher, X-Maxx. Crawler will be one that I built. As far as out of the box, buy it, go beat on it, put it away wet, and Traxxas gets the win. They get the X-Maxx and the TRX 4. Just in all honesty. Midnight Pumpkin on 2-wheel drive Stampedes. A Midnight Pumpkin or the 2-wheel drive Stampedes? Get the Stampedes. The Stampede's going to take way more abuse than the Pumpkin will. Where's Thor at? That's a good question. Oh, right there. Man, you had me looking for it, and it was sitting right there. To build a new Tamiya XX. I have not seen or messed with anything other than the Midnight Pumpkin from Tamiya. Oh, the pumpkin body on a 2-wheel drive Stampede. Man, the Stampede tears up them bodies as it is. I'm not going to put a pumpkin body on that thing. That body would be destroyed quick. Yeah, crawling is fun. You can find yourself a couple rocks and just play on them rocks for hours. Or at least until your batteries run out. Thanks, Epic. Jeremy Cravens, is your track in your backyard? Yes, it is. It is known as the Exoplex. Weighted wheels to keep it from flipping. On a fast vehicle, weighted wheels, that actually adds more mass. So if you hit a bump, it's going to carry into the chassis a lot worse than having a light wheel and tire. When I'm running the red X-Maxx, sometimes I can see that. The heavy Vidavon B-Vox and all that, you can actually see it carry the whole suspension and tire will float more than it did when a lighter weight wheel and tires on it. RC Upgrade, have you tried the Copperhead ES yet? Yes, in the Traxxas Trax. I put that in there with a 2850 kV motor. That video is public. It's out there. And I got to do more with it. I got to do more with it too. Yeah, it's two-wheel drive, but you still have the wheel and tire mass and all that down there. Well, Jeremy, buddy, it's taken me tractor work, a lot of really good friends, you know, to make that happen back there. It's taken a lot of work, and also having that area back there takes a lot of work to maintain it. I literally bought a tractor just so I could maintain my backyard. Kubota 23S backhoe. So yeah, it takes work to maintain that back there. And when the summer really sets in and that grass starts growing, yeah, then I have to get out there with the weed eater, the backpack blower, and all that stuff. Favorite RC tools. A lot of times, I don't have them in here. I use this a lot from Bauhaus. Also the Helios, it's the same tool. Plus I've got the Reese RC. This right here has the thin wall 8mm socket on it. Yeah, some of them got to have that. And then the rest are just normal hand tools. What's your true thoughts on the Chronosxtr? Buddy, the same thing I've been saying. It's taken everything I've thrown at it. I haven't broken anything. I did bend the shock tower off of about a 20-foot jump where I was trying to do a front flip and just really messed it up. So I did bend the front shock tower, but that's about it. The body has a few cracks in it. I've run 4S on it, 6S on it. It's got a 1650 kV, 1717 motor in it right now, and it's taking that. So to me, the Chronos has been a really good truck. It really has been. Right. But if you're on a smooth area, Team Effort, then the weighted front wheels will probably be just fine. Sort of, but when you start hitting bumps, it's still going to throw the chassis. Aaron Lutz recommended basher under $400. Rival MT10. Okay, under $400. Wow, I haven't even thought about that, and I haven't messed with a rival in forever. So I don't know what to tell you on that one. Pretty much everything I got is not under $400. Ah, now the granites are pretty good. On a basher, adding weight to the chassis, there's a weight. How do I put it? There's a weight sprung versus unsprung ratio. If you look at like a trophy truck, okay, those trucks weigh a lot and it's all in the chassis, and you watch the suspension just absorb and flex and move really fast, really quick, all while the vehicle is staying in basically a straight motion unless something, you know, really big hits it. And that's because of the chassis weight versus the axle weight and all that. On racers, most on every racer out there, you never see a metal wheel because it's more unsprung weight, which means that it affects the chassis when you hit a jump on the track or something like that. You want the tires to be light, you want the suspension to be light, so you don't see solid axles on racers as well, because a solid axle is also more mass. You get that mass coming up, it transfers into the chassis through the shocks, through the links, and if it bottoms out, you get all of it into the chassis. This is why the UDR and the other solid axle rear trucks that what we have, when that back end gets bottomed out and you have that axle housing mass moving up, that's why they like to do this number. So you have to drive them differently to stop that from happening, and it still happens. So on racers, in all honesty, you're better to have a lightweight wheel, tire, and suspension package than, you know, something like a crawler, which is just a completely different ball game. Now, with like an axial bomber, you know, you keep the lightweight axle housing, plastic housings on that, and they generally handle pretty good for at speed stuff. When you go to a heavy axle housing and all that, it's the same exact thing. You have all that mass coming up. Look at a Losi LMT. Look at how that truck handles. It's a monster truck. It's got a real heavy axle housing, especially when you go with a metal housing, right? Then you go with the big monster truck tires. Most of the weight of that vehicle is in the axles and tires. This is why you can hit something really small and just pop the truck up and fly in the air, because you transfer whatever momentum you're going at. You hit the hill, bump, or whatever, it transfers into the axle houses, which carry the chassis higher. You hit that same thing with an independent truck, and it's going to absorb most of the hit. If you watch monster trucks, now this is something really interesting. If you watch real monster trucks on YouTube, if you got a good jump where they come down and they land flat like this, when they land, if you can pause it and use the little arrow buttons to actually go frame by frame, when this thing lands, okay, the tires, they will fully compress before the suspension does. Okay, that's because of all the weight at the axle housing. It will actually compress the tire. And then if you watch on over, the tire will be in rebound mode when the suspension compresses and bottoms out. What you have there is like a loaded hit or a rebound hit on the suspension, which makes the landing a lot harder than what it should be. But you have the rebound from the tires with the axle mass coming back up into a chassis that's coming down. It's a lot of work to control those axles. That's why most races are independent suspension, lighter suspension package. Monster trucks are a different story. And I've been told that the monster truck shocks, when they're done with the freestyle, if they get a good, 2-minute, 3-minute freestyle, if you ever notice, they get more springy as the run goes on. They get more wild. They get more uncontrolled. It's because of shock fade. And I've been told by several guys that drive trucks and all this that the shocks can reach 300 plus degrees after a good freestyle run. So all that dampening is converted to heat. So it's just a lot of work to control a good heavy front axle as opposed to an independent. Now, you got desert trucks. These guys are running, them things are running, boom, boom, boom. They're absorbing like those little, like the videos you see on Instagram. We're just blasting along and all that. I guarantee you those shocks are hot too. Okay, sorry. I got sidetracked on suspension. Okay, yeah. Anyway, that was a whole lot of, man, you guys really got me talking on suspension on that one, didn't you? Very hard to keep down since the weight is in the back. Yeah, but the Stampede is kind of meant to be a wheelie beast. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to ride that wheelie. On that one, I would do like a wheelie bar, get something to, like a wheelie skid or something, in all honesty. But I know guys, they lower them down. If they do speed runs with them, they'll add a lot of chassis weight to the front of that thing for speed runs, But for general play, I mean, I like doing wheelies. My grandkids are going to love doing wheelies too. Whew, boy. Yep, that shock fluid is basically hydraulic fluid in a tractor. It heats up due to use. Yes, it does. And it has to dissipate the momentum, the kinetic energy off of that axle housing and the chassis and the differences and all that. So, yeah. As a matter of fact, your RC shocks actually heat up a few degrees depending on how hard you're running them. Believe it or not, they really do, because that's the same exact thing. It has to transfer, and it converts that motion into heat, the dissipation, that oil, the friction in the oil itself. There's a friction in everything, in the air. That's like when the space shuttle comes down. You get all those heat plates and all underneath because the friction of the air. Anyway, friction's in everything, with or without oil. But anyway, okay, yeah, I really don't think you need to put fans on the shocks. But I think they'll pick up a few degrees, but it shouldn't affect anything on that. So is the Team Associated Rival MT8 really under $400? I don't need a new truck. I've got too many. What's going to be the next big release and by who? Buddy, they don't tell me these things. And what little bit I do know, I can't talk about, but there should be some really nice ones this year. That I can say. And those will probably get more of my money too. You're right, JD's RC. Yes, you've seen those with like 6 different bypasses, quintuple bypasses, and there's a bladder in there as well. So that thing is moving this oil around in there, and all those are tunable for different dampening at different stages because those tubes come out of that shock body in different heights. So yeah, that shock has got variable rate dampening depending on where it's at. Really neat, those shocks are. Okay, so about $3.99 for that one. Traxxas has to do something with the TRX4. I agree. We need something new. Something new. The TRX4 is a home run. Great truck, but we need something new. Okay, MT8 is 510. See, that sounds a little bit more like what I was expecting. MT8, 503, 505. Maybe a 1/5 scale Traxxas Sledge 8S. If Traxxas did an 8S Sledge, you think the ARMA fanboys are mad now? Woo! They would just fall over with heart attacks if Traxxas dropped something like that. I agree. And I still got to do the Scale 2020 floaty thing on one of mine. I've got that over there. I still got to get with him so I can get the parts and pieces to print. I just ordered some new filament. So the Sledge is 8S capable. Does that have an actual X-Maxx 8S ESC? I know they said something about a special tune on it, even though we can't mess with it. Yeah, Jeremy, they would lose their minds. Absolutely. And you figure if Traxxas did it, they're plastics. Traxxas has some of the best plastics in the industry. They really do. And they guard that with, like, you know, guards and all that as far as the formula. Yeah. They would, yeah. Another one got in on me. Yeah, JD, I got all kinds of different trucks. All kinds of different brands. Now, the diffs pretty much are max rated, like they say. So if they're max rated, I have never broken a diff in my Traxxas Max, ever. Never. Techno's got some good diffs, and I think they updated their pinions and bearings on the new one. I have went through some bearings on mine. Jeremy, you got a point, buddy. Like the Kaiji, but I read too many reports on breakage. Beautiful truck, though. Man, that's horrible. That stinks. Yep. So we're about to wind this thing down so I can work on getting some... I think I got a few orders for Vidavon to take care of. I got to figure out which video... Oh, I already know which video is coming up tomorrow. Haha. That's going to be the UGRC. Cha-cha. Hey, look. It's RC OnlyFans right here. It's topless. Haha. Oh, man, that was an awesome idea. I had to set it at like 29 cents a month or something. I do not have a Kaiju. Sean Larman has a Kaiju. And his takes some good abuse. He blew a tire up out here before. Sledge and a driveline and go-kart. Now, as far as the driveline goes, I mean, man, you could probably do a Raminator driveline in a go-kart. I want Rossi Daily. I've got to finish the edit up on that. So I've still got to do quite a bit on that one, actually. But all the driving and all that stuff is done. Finish that coffin trailer. I'm going to work on it. I want to try to get that done tomorrow. because I'm not going to stay up till midnight tonight again just to get up at 5 o'clock. You found me an ESC for Max. Monster X ESC. That's what I run in mine. Thanks to Kaiji for a friend. Ride the Raminator. I'm not going to ride the Raminator. I'm way too fat for that. Just like I'm not riding the SEX6. Too fat for that. Proline still got you a little bit upset, huh? Tell me when you're trying to sell Thor. Thor just sitting there is $2,000 in parts. Thor is an expensive beast, buddy. This is for Zarek D Racing. You need to show how you do all this one-handed driving. Big props. I thought about doing that. Setting up another camera to watch me while I'm doing my recording. It's actually weird because it's like I'll be having this hand right here doing the recording, you know. Blah, 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 you know, gyroing around, doing whatever it's got to do, right? And I'm driving, but for some reason I find myself with this hand, like the arm just stuck out like this. And I don't know why, but I just hang it all the way out like that and I'll do my driving, you know, all that stuff. I've thought about actually doing a video where I could, what I've thought about doing is actually making a video of me making a video. If that makes any sense, like basically set up a whole second camera videoing me doing the intro, the show, the driving, the outro, maybe even me sitting here, you know, doing the editing and all that stuff. I'm not sure if that would be anything you guys would be interested in because I think it'll be a super boring video. In all honesty, I think so. You call them Proline paper products. I like some of the Proline stuff. What about placing all the driveline under the trailer? I thought about that, but if I'm pulling this thing through the woods, I don't want to have a transmission or something hanging down low that can get caught up on stuff. So I kind of want to protect the transmission and all that stuff. Yeah, Thor is expensive, but that thing just goes. And track one-handed, that's not easy. I've been doing it quite a while. He's a flight controller from a TRX4 one-handed. You know, I saw, yeah, it would be real boring, South Florida. Can you do some LCG mods? I did the Bauhaus LCG battery mount. They drop down in the back. I mean, there's not really a whole lot of room you can work with on that truck, but you can do a few things with it. Driving one-handed has actually become pretty normal for me. Whether I'm recording or not, I generally drive one-handed. What's funny is I drive one-handed, I record one-handed, and usually when I'm editing with the right hand because I'm in the chair and Sam is right up here. So I'm petting Sam while I'm editing videos. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, I guess we're going to go ahead and see if we can wrap this one up, guys. It's been awesome. You know, it's a quick 2 hours sometimes, man. You guys start hitting, and everything just goes and goes and goes with an occasional breather. All right, guy. Well, I'm going to build a cover for the inside of the trailer for it. So it'll all be inside. Just the drive shaft will be coming out. There's no need to have all that stuff hanging underneath the trailer. So Sam is not in here. Have you tried a new spline hexes and axles from Vitavon? For the X-Maxx, I have not, but I've got them on the way. Hopefully I'll have shipping confirmation. When China was shut down for a week due to a brand new COVID, it really messed a lot of stuff up as far as like me getting stuff. When I place orders, it could be $8,000 or $9,000 worth of stuff, and it takes a while. So sometimes when I get messages, I'll say, get with Arthur directly, because if you're ordering, you know, just a simple set of hubs, you can get it a lot quicker than trying to wait for me to get it. A day in the life of Sam. JD's, what I've thought about doing is getting one of those little camera things and hanging under his collar, you know, just watch where he goes. I think that would be neat. And obviously a GPS in case he flings it off out in the woods or something. I got to go get it. But that's been tempting, really tempting to go get. Yeah, the one hand man. But I use both hands. I tell you what, I would like to see. I would like to be doing a crawler or something, and all of a sudden Sam getting mad and you like a drop kick and knock it off a rock or something. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Let me switch on the weight. Marcus just messaged me, asked me if I was going to use one axle. I think I'm going to use one front axle. Hopefully it'll handle the weight. If not, I got to do two front axles. I don't know how I would power both axles. Maybe just power the middle one or the forward one and then just let the other one steer. I don't know. I have seen how you hold down to your side and pushed away from you. You have? You know, when we were racing this past Sunday, I'm running behind, but anyway, we're just gonna keep going. I had the Corley going and I'm messing up, you know, I'm driving, messing up. And then I decided to do record, which I've got to finish this video too. I got to do my intro and outro on that one. But I put my hand down to do normal like I normally would, and I started driving better. Started driving better. But anyway, it is time to let this go. Welcome to the new members. Thank you guys for that. Yeah. Yep. At the Exoplex. I would love to see him give that thing a swat. I put him on top of Raminator, but he didn't like it too well. Transfer sled like a pull sled. I've thought about it, but I don't really have a good enough area for it. What I have thought about doing is pouring some concrete and doing like a tug-of-war area. You know, kind of try to polish the concrete, have a good tug-of-war, a couple good hooks and a cable on it. That would be cool to see. Pastor William, you caught me right as I'm about to wrap this thing up, buddy. So, yeah, we're about to finish this thing up, and I got to go take care of some other stuff around here, and maybe I can get the intro, outro for the Exoplex video real quick as well. So, anyway, guys, going to go ahead and wrap this up. Been awesome. Tug-of-war. I've also got some ideas for tug-of-war, too. But, Itchy Brown Eye. Okay, Itchy Brown Eye. As soon as I get it. So hopefully on the 31st, I believe it is, I pick it up. So hopefully you guys will see a video on the 31st of it. At that point, I'll be able to put some stuff in. That's a heck of a name, Itchy Brown Eye. That's like a scaly starfish. But anyway, all right, guys. I will catch you guys later. I'm not going to 12S the sledge. But anyway, if they do a 1/5 scale sledge, yeah. They call it the hammer. Anyway, guys, I got to let you go. I got things I got to go get taken care of. It's been awesome. 2 hours flies by so fast when we do this. It's phenomenal. So, guys, we're going to end this. You guys have a great night. Hopefully, you guys tune in for tomorrow's video for the UGRC Dirty South chassis. All right, guys. Catch you all later. I will be hanging out to try to see what last messages pop up that I missed out on. So, all right, guys.